Hello everybody and welcome back to Game Domain. This video is the first installment of our new series, Top Sellers. In Top Sellers, we are going to talk about the top selling games on various different consoles that people have fallen in love with over the years. In today's video, we will be talking about a console that many people still play and is also a nostalgic one for us here at Game Domain, the Nintendo GameCube. The GameCube was released in Japan and North America in 2001 and to date has found its way into around 22 million homes. This little cube is adored by longtime Nintendo fans, as a huge amount of them can call the GameCube their first video game console. And with a love of a system comes the love for the games on it, and now we're going to talk about those games, the top sellers on the Nintendo GameCube. The fifth best-selling GameCube game of all time is Luigi's Mansion, the first console Luigi game ever to be released. This fan favorite is the second Mario title to have Luigi as the main character, and boy did fans love it. Luigi's Mansion is a single-player adventure that takes you around a haunted mansion with just a flashlight as you solve different puzzles and are introduced to the primary villains, Boo. And there are a lot of Boo. Basically, the whole game is filled with Boo. As you travel around, your goal is to defeat as many of the ghosts as you can and reach King Boo, who is holding Mario in a painting. Upon King Boo's defeat, you bring the painting of Mario back to Professor Egad, and your journey is complete. Luigi's Mansion was a very fun and addictive game for both young and old fans, and still remains at the top of a lot of Nintendo fans' favorite games. Although the game is not rated that highly by some of the big video game raters, it still has a big spot in many fans' hearts, and also found its way to becoming one of the top-selling GameCube games of all time. The fourth best GameCube seller is also the highest-selling Legend of Zelda game for the GameCube, The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. This game is set a vast and expansive area, giving players a whole new taste from what they've been used to in previous games. Princess Zelda poses herself as Tetra, a pirate captain who is keen on helping the main protagonist Link in finding his sister who has been taken away. Journeying your way through many different seas and islands and meeting many different friends who help you along your quest. You then go through the normal core concept of a Zelda game, get the Master Sword and go defeat Ganon to achieve your goal. Ganon is defeated and turned to stone by the blade of your Master Sword, and you are victorious. The credits roll, and you and your friends sail off to find new land. So what makes The Wind Waker a top seller? It's different. Wind Waker changed much of what we knew about Zelda, and gave it to us with completely different graphics, making the characters, and especially Link, look like cartoons. At the peak of the game's popularity, many were comparing it to The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. As time went on, the game was looked at worse and worse, and sadly is one of the Zelda franchise's most forgotten additions. Although overlooked by fans, The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker was able to sell its way to 4.07 million copies worldwide, making it the fourth highest selling GameCube game of all time, and a different look on the world of Zelda that fans know and love. The third bestseller on the GameCube was able to shine its way into 6.31 million households and is highly valued in the Mario community. And it's none other than Super Mario Sunshine. The game takes place on tropical Isle Delfino, home to the Piantas and Nokis races. Upon Mario and Peach's arrival to the resort, they find out that the island's power supply has been depleted and the island has been covered with graffiti. The graffiti culprit is called Shadow Mario, but his identity is later uncovered as Bowser's son, Bowser Jr. Mario's goal is to go out and purify the island, and he uses the Flood Machine developed by Professor Egad. After you defeat Bowser Jr. in all 9 areas, a problem will arise in Delfino Plaza, the biggest city on the island. You confront Bowser Jr. and put an end to the madness, and you and Peach can return to your vacation in peace. This game is one of Mario's GameCube highlights, and many older fans remember this game vividly and still enjoy going back and playing it. So if you're stuck inside on a snowy or rainy day, plug in your old copy of Super Mario Sunshine and immerse yourself into the sunny world you wish you could see out your window. This game is a classic and makes for a worthy spot as the third top-selling GameCube game of all time. No surprise here, as Mario Kart Double Dash is the second highest-selling game on the Nintendo GameCube. Double Dash was a sequel to Mario Kart Super Circuit on the Game Boy Advance and was able to sell millions of copies due to the series' previous success. Double Dash is considered one of the series' best, as it did add many new features and made the game what it is today. Double Dash has all of the features that are in the series' most recent installments, as it paved the way for what the series would become. The enhanced 3D graphics and smooth gameplay made for a great experience for a whole family. The game is for everyone, and there are many different characters and cars to choose from for your enjoyment. And now, it's time for the final entry and the #1 selling GameCube game in history. You're probably not surprised at the #1 selling game on GameCube, and yes, it is Super Smash Bros. Melee. This game is considered by many as one of the greatest games of all time. Melee is the second game in the Super Smash Bros. Series and is widely known as the best. Melee completely turned around the not-so-great Super Smash Bros., and fans loved it. Melee took Nintendo's most popular characters and put them into a 3D fighting game in which they brawl for the player's glory. While you're playing the game, try this. Perform some sort of combo or trick and then pause. Scroll around and look at the incredible 360-degree view of your character. This was revolutionary in 2001 and showed fans the true capabilities of the GameCube. People came out in waves to purchase this classic, and thousands still play this game today, and even competitively. Yeah, that's right. A game from 17 years ago is still being played competitively. This just goes to show how incredible this game really is. I know I pop it into my GameCube every once in a while, and I sure have a fun time playing it. The game also has an adventure mode in which you fight different enemies in order to unlock the unlockable characters. Whether you're charging up with Pikachu or unloading your power with Link, this game creates a fun time and atmosphere for a get-together or with friends, or even to settle a within-family dispute. So yes, Super Smash Bros. Is definitely one of the greatest games of all time, and earned its way to being the GameCube's top seller. So, were there any surprises on this list? Were you surprised that some games made it? Were you surprised that some games didn't? Do you have a favorite GameCube game that was really underrated? Let us know in the comments. And before you go, the crew at Game Domain is looking to have a big 2018 with some really ambitious projects in the pipeline to bring better coverage of trending topics, in addition to the series that we're already bringing to you. So stay tuned to our YouTube channel, or look us up on Twitter at RealGameDomain, and if you want to help us grow, check out our Patreon. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Top Sellers.